going on? How's everyone doing?
Just shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chucky! I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm rich.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a great day so far. Happy Thursday. We're Thursday, right? This is Thursday. I am testing out a new mic. What does it sound like? Just give me your honest feedback. What does it sound like? And I did a video with it earlier today. It sounds like there's a little bit of echo. I got to work out a little bit. There's some settings things that I need to figure out. Anyways, hopefully you guys have had a great day so far. It sounds like crap. Mayor. Does it really sound like crap? Does it sound that bad? Lots of echo. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna have to figure that out. Can you guys hear me at least clearly? It's not breaking up. It's not doing anything weird. Just setting things. Anyways, I've got a case I want to play tonight. We got a court case to play. We're not gonna spend all night worrying about my audio. But yeah. So the court case I have to play. We have a defense that is trying to suppress evidence because, well, they're trying to suppress evidence because there's no evidence. The police, just weirdly enough, don't have the video of the stop anymore. So that's what we're gonna watch. You know what? I'm too worried about my audio right now, so we're just gonna play the video. All right, let's play the video. You guys are awesome. Thank you for hanging in there with me with my experimentation with my new mic. You guys are awesome. We're in Ohio, by the way. I don't really know what else to say, so let's just go. Let's just play some court. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
All right, we're here on three cases. State of Ohio versus Michael Carson, 25 CR 108. State of Ohio versus Elizabeth Kibler, 25 CR 109. And State of Ohio versus Shauna Keats, 25 CR 110. The parties or the defendants are all present, represented by the counsel. Representing the state is Prosecutor Collins, Assistant Prosecutor King.
Thank you, Bill. I appreciate it. I think tonight's going to be a rough night. I don't know what it sounds like on your guys' end. I don't know. I'm going to have to go listen to it back to figure it out. But to me, it looks cool. I got this like professional grade setup. Like I'm excited about it. But we just got to work with the settings. That's all. But Bill, thank you so much.
All right, I believe, and we're here on a motion in limine that's been filed. Mr. Wagner, I believe, on behalf of Ms. Keats, filed the motion first, and then Mr. Kirk filed on behalf of his client, and Ms. Hackner filed on behalf of her client. So, of course, since these are joint indictments and are set for a joint trial, the court's considering this motion in all three cases simultaneously. All right, so it's a motion in limine, so I believe then the burden will be on the defendant to go forward. So, Mr. Wagner, you were the first to file, so we'll let you go first, and then if Mr. Kirk and or Ms. Hapner have anything they'd like to add, we will hear that as well.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'd call Deputy Goen to stay there.
Sorry?
Deputy Goen.
All right.
Would move for separation.
All right, any other witnesses besides Mr. Goen that may expect to testify need to be excused from the room unless you have, do you have a state's representative?
Detective Antor,
all right,
Lieutenant Antor,
since he's state rep, he can stay. All right.
And I don't believe the defense subpoenaed any witnesses for this.
Were you sworn in the clerk's office? Yes. Okay. All right, you may inquire.
Thank you. Deputy, please state your name for the record.
Deputy Devin Goen.
And sir, where are you employed?
Highland County Sheriff's Office.
And how long have you been employed there?
I started December 18th of 2018. December 13th. My apologies.
That's all right, sir. So December 2018?
Yes.
And what are your duties are you a deputy at the Sheriff's Department?
Yeah, I work road patrol.
And sir, what are your duties as a road patrol deputy?
Patrol, take calls as they come in, investigations.
And prior to becoming a deputy officer, did you go through any formal training, be it law enforcement school, or maybe I'm using the wrong words, to become a deputy sheriff?
Yes, I went through the police academy.
And how long is the police academy, sir?
For me, it was about 5 months, but it varies.
And while your time at the police academy, are you trained in evidence retention and collection?
Yes.
Okay. And with the Sheriff's Department, do you know if there is a policy or manuals related to the collection of evidence and retention of evidence?
There is.
Okay. Is there a specific section pertaining to the retention and collection of evidence?
I couldn't tell you it off the top of my head, no.
Okay. When's the last time you reviewed that policy manual, sir?
This year,
Okay.
at some point.
Okay. Are you required as a deputy to take continuing education classes to keep your credentials or new case law or new techniques up to date?
Yes.
Okay. And when was the last one you took, sir?
We do them periodically throughout the year.
Are you currently current on your
Yes.
continuing education? Okay.
Jedi, thank you so much for the super chat. Mic noise canceling fee. Keep going, it's fine. We'll deal with it. Yeah, no, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. It's going to be a struggle for the first few days. I will figure this out though, and once it's all said and done, you're going to hear me so crisp. You're going to wish that you had my earbuds back. That's all I'm saying. Jedi, thank you so much for the super chat.
And through the course of those continuing education classes, are you educated on retention of evidence and the collecting of evidence?
I couldn't tell
Through
you
your
if there
continuing
was,
education classes, are you given updates or refresher courses on the collection or retention of evidence?
yes, I believe there's some throughout the year, yeah.
Okay. Is this the first criminal case you've ever handled, sir?
No,
Is this the first felony you've ever handled?
no,
Would you say how many criminal cases, if you could give me a rough idea, that you've handled in your career?
I have no idea.
Hundreds?
Probably around that. I mean, I haven't been doing it very long, so
Okay. And through those cases, did they involve the collection and retention of videos?
yeah.
Okay. And were you so employed, sir, with the Highland County Sheriff's Department on 9/13 of 2024, September 13th of 2024?
Yes.
And are you familiar with the case in question, that being the case against my client, Shauna Keats?
Yes.
This pertains, and I'll let you, in your words, what does this case pertain to?
Burglary.
A burglary, okay. And you were the lead officer?
Yes.
Okay. And at some point, Deputy Goen, in your discovery, Packer, your report, you indicate you went to Finner Ridge Apartments. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do you recall when you went to Finner Ridge Apartments?
I don't have the date on hand, no.
Was it around somewhere September 13th of 2024?
Yes.
Would it have been before or after?
I don't have my papers with me, so I couldn't tell you.
Okay. When you went to Finner Ridge Apartments, who did you speak with?
The day of or the day after, I don't believe I spoke with anyone involved that day.
I'll back up, sir. How many times did you go to Finner Ridge Apartments?
Twice.
Okay. On the first time, do you
Yes.
recall who you made contact with?
A manager on.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. Hope you guys are ready. We got a kind of intense case here, and it's gonna be a shocking surprise at the end. So please pay attention. Let's go. Mayor, so good to see you, my friend. Let's do it.
Scene. I don't recall the name.
Did you inquire about any surveillance videos on the first visit?
Yes.
Were you able to view any surveillance videos on the first visit?
I was put into contact with the site manager, Corey Tackett, I believe,
Okay.
who allowed me to view the video, yes.
So was that on your first visit or your second visit?
It was It wasn't on a visit. I spoke with him via telephone.
Okay, so you spoke via telephone. How were you able, I'll back up, how or when were you able to view the surveillance video of Finner Ridge Apartments?
In between my first visit there and the search.
All right, what does my volume sound like now? Sorry, guys. Tonight's stream is kind of a test. We're just kind of playing with things. This is a really good case, but I'm playing with my new audio as well. So let me know what you guys think. It's still low, better. MB says low, Bill says better.
Okay. How were you able to view those?
I was able to log in remotely with his credentials.
So let me back. When you viewed this video, did you go to the Finner Ridge Apartments?
I didn't view him on scene, no.
Okay, so where did you view them at?
Our office.
Okay, so how did you view them?
On a computer.
Okay, I understand that. Did you just jump on the computer, turn it on, and the video popped up?
No, he gave me his credentials to log in to view the video.
Okay. And I'm just making a record. Credentials to what, sir?
The site to log in, security.
So was it like a
yes.
surveillance video camera site?
Yes.
And you were able to jump in and log in that way, is that correct?
Yes.
And,
Okay.
you were able to view the video, you said, between your first and second visit, is that?
No. I was able to view the video between the first visit and when the search warrant was executed.
Okay. Now, did anyone else view that video with you?
Lieutenant Antor.
Okay. And how many times did you view that video?
We went over it several times. I can't tell you how many times we stepped away and then came back to it, but we analyzed the video extensively.
Okay. In that video, rephrase that, strike that. There are other videos in this case.
All right, what do I sound like now? Oh, I can hear myself a little bit in my headphones. Sounds kind of cool. All right, volume check, just volume check. Sorry, guys. This is gonna be all night. I'm just testing this this new setup, and I need your guys' help. I just need your help.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did you agree with me that one of the videos shows a suspect walking behind the house in question in all black clothing? Would you agree with me with that?
I agree with you that there was a suspect behind the house.
Would you agree with me that you could not make a positive ID of the suspect?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the video that you viewed that we do not have possession of, were you able to make a positive ID of any of those people?
Yes.
Okay. And who did you make a positive ID of?
Shauna Keats, Elizabeth Kibler, and Michael Carson.
Okay. At what point did the light bulb go off and you say, ha, we got him. Let's record this.
We attempted to download the video, but we couldn't download it.
You say we attempted. Who is we?
Myself and Lieutenant Antor. We had issues with the software. I don't know.
What attempts did you make?
Well, it just wouldn't let us download it from the computer.
So on the day in question, so you watched it, you ID'd her, and you tried to
Yes.
download it. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
And how many attempts did you make?
Just one.
So after one attempt, it didn't download, and your next comment was, let's go contact the site manager, get a copy of it, correct?
Yeah.
Did you do that?
I did. At a later date, yes.
But not after the day you had a problem downloading it?
No.
Okay. Would you agree with me that it would make sense to get the video as soon as you couldn't download it?
Yes.
What does your policy say about retaining evidence of that nature?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
How long did you wait before you went to go collect this video that ID'd my client?
I don't know.
So hold on now. You don't know how long it took you from the point where you couldn't download it to when you tried to go collect it again from the site manager? How much time went by? A week?
A couple, few, I'm not sure.
I mean, a month?
Possibly.
2 months? I mean, this is very important, so I actually need to know.
I know the video loops 30 to 60 days, so it was sometime after that.
And respectfully, officer, 30 and 60, there's a big difference there.
I understand that.
So is it 30 or is it 60?
I don't know the date. I
So
couldn't
you don't
tell you
even
the
know
time
what time you
frame.
went back to go collect this evidence, do you?
No.
Would you agree with me, officer, that your actions in this were well below par?
I would agree that, yes.
Probably didn't follow the policy?
I wouldn't agree with that, no.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right. Kurt, would you like to ask any questions?
Thank you, Your Honor. When you watched the video, and you said you watched it several times, was that all on one specific day?
Yes.
So you didn't return to the office the next shift and watch it on a second occasion or a third occasion?
No, I've watched it a couple times periodically.
So after the first day?
Yes.
So I want to make sure I understand you correctly. Separate viewings took place on separate dates of this video?
Yes.
Was anybody with you on the other dates in question?
I'm not sure if Lieutenant Antor was with me or not on the second occasion. I know I can recall him watching it with me extensively one time.
And were you wearing a body cam or anything when you watched it?
No.
Did you attempt to use your phone to make a recording of the video?
No.
Did you guys discuss that as an option?
It wasn't the best option at the time.
And did you call, I guess, does your office have technical support, like an IT person or something of that nature?
Yes.
Did you contact them for assistance with downloading the video?
No.
How about BCI? Did you contact them for assistance?
No.
Was that even discussed?
No.
Isn't it common to use BCI when you need some technical assistance or a little bit higher level help?
I mean, I'm usually not the one to contact BCI in my cases.
Rich and Gene, thank you so much for the 4 months. I appreciate it. Sorry, my echo. We're working on this. We're going to be working on this for the next day. New mic, new whatever. You guys already know. But thank you so much, Rich and Gene. I appreciate the 4 months. You guys are awesome. Let's go.
And you said that you watched this video sometime after the 13th of September, but before the search warrant was executed. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do you know what date the search warrant was executed?
I do not. I wasn't present for the search warrant.
So you were considered the case officer on this case, is that correct?
Yes.
But you were not present for the search warrant?
No, sir.
Okay. Would you agree that the video in this particular case is a very important piece of evidence?
It is.
And would you say it was, in fact, a critical piece of evidence?
I wouldn't say critical, but it is important.
And would you agree that video does not exist at this time as far as you are aware?
It does not exist at this time.
No further questions.
Ms. Havner?
Thank you, Your Honor. Deputy Goen, you said you made one attempt to download it, but couldn't. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you did not ask anybody else in the Sheriff's Department for assistance in downloading it?
No.
Did it occur to you to contact the prosecutor's office and ask them for a preservation order?
No.
Would that not be something that you would ordinarily do?
Now, yes, I would. But then it never crossed my mind to do that now.
Would that not be part of your policy and procedure manual?
I'm not sure.
Because you're not particularly familiar with your policy and procedure manual, are you?
I'm familiar with the manual. Maybe not that specific policy in particular. And like I said, I couldn't tell you it off the top of my head now.
You said that you watched it at least once with now Lieutenant, then Sergeant Antor. Is that correct?
I'm not sure when he was promoted.
Well, my question was really about that you watched it with him.
Yes.
Okay. And did you have any discussion with him about preserving the video?
No. We just watched the video and discussed the individuals involved.
And the two of you had no discussion about preserving it or saving it?
I don't recall.
No further questions, John.
Cross.
What did the video show?
It showed the vehicle known to be driven by Shauna Keats pull into the apartment complex approximately 10:30 the morning of the burglary. It leaves and it comes back.
Let's back up. What leaves?
The vehicle.
And does the video show who is in the vehicle when it's leaving?
No, but Elizabeth Kibler comes out of her apartment, and then she goes off frame, and then the vehicle leaves from off frame.
Okay. And then what?
And then about 2 hours later, the vehicle returns. They exit the vehicle. They go into the apartment.
They being?
Elizabeth Kibler and Shauna Keats.
Okay. Does the video show anything else?
It does. It shows Michael Carson carrying a bag in that was seen on the ring footage at the house. It's a black and red bag specifically.
So where is Michael Carson carrying this bag from?
The area of the vehicle.
Do you see Keats or Kibler carrying anything in?
I don't believe so. I don't think they ever carried anything.
So the bag in question is you say the ring video from the victim's house?
Yes.
Okay. Is there, prior to this hearing, what did you do to prepare for this hearing?
This specific one. Mm-hmm. I wasn't really aware of what was happening today.
When was the last time that you read the file for this case?
My grand jury.
What did you do before the trial? I don't know. I didn't save the body cam footage though. So is that what you want to know? It doesn't exist. There are so many questions here that let's just get to the point. Do we have body cam footage? No, we don't. What happened to it? We accidentally deleted it. Okay, let's move on. Let's move to the judge's ruling. Nope. We got to go through an hour-long hearing because of this.
When you went to the apartment complex to speak with them about getting a copy of the video, had the video already been recorded over at that time?
Ask me that again.
When you went to the apartment complex to talk to them about getting a copy of the video, had the video already been recorded over?
So I never went to speak with them about obtaining the video. I had spoke with the tacket subject via telephone several times, and he said it was gone. They had recorded over.
Okay. So when you spoke with him about getting a copy of the video, it had already been recorded over?
Yes.
Was that before the case was indicted?
Yes.
Was there a discussion at the sheriff's office, or did you have the thought yourself to make sure that this video was not made available to the defense?
Like intentionally?
Yes.
Like I planned on not having the video on hand?
That's correct.
No.
So would you account for this by being negligent?
No.
Well, what's your accounting for not having the video then? If not
just
negligent, then what?
It was just time frame. Work life, personal life got in the way. Time surpassed and the video disappeared.
But was there anything intentional in not getting the video?
No.
Was there anything in the video that led you to believe that the three suspects were innocent?
No.
No further questions.
Mr. Wagner?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor. So I'm clear here. You never went back out to Fenner Ridge after you realized you couldn't download the video. Is that correct?
Correct. They don't have anything physical on site.
Okay. So, and again, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but Ms. Collins asked you, I don't think you gave her a direct answer. When you realized you couldn't download it, and you called back out to the tech guy for Fenner Ridge, or whoever it was, what was the time period? How much time passed? That's an important piece here.
We'll say a month, 45 days at most.
Okay. And at that time is when you found out it had already been recorded over. Is that correct?
I believe so, yes.
All right. Mr. Kirk asked you if you thought this evidence was critical. And your response was what?
How did I miss Friday Robe Day? I missed Friday Robe Day. I'm a little upset about it. Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. I want to wear robes on Fridays. That's my new thing now. Friday Robe Day. Let's do it. Thanks, MB.
I wouldn't say critical. It is important, but
It's not critical. Would you agree with me? It's the one and only identification of Shauna Keats that you have on surveillance?
it is.
Okay. Would you agree with me? It's the only video surveillance you have of the alleged duffel bag that was at the home showing up within a ridge on video?
Yes.
Okay. And you don't think the identification of my client is critical? It's just important?
It's important.
All right. But not critical?
There's other factors.
Okay. But that's not my question. You think IDing my client is critical?
It is critical.
Thank you. Another question, Your Honor.
Mr. Kirk?
Ask you a similar question that Mr. Wagner asked. Would you agree that is the only video footage that purports to have Elizabeth on it? Elizabeth Kibler.
Yes.
And would you agree that that's a key piece in identifying, potentially identifying Elizabeth Kibler as a defendant in this case?
No, I would not agree to that.
So you don't think this is a key item that puts Elizabeth in the middle of this case?
No. Well, key, yes.
And you have no other video footage of Elizabeth purporting to do anything, correct?
No.
When you watched the video, did you go back in time and look at the apartment complex days prior and look at those videos as well, or did you just single in on that particular day?
Yeah, when you watched the video, did you go back in time? This is what I hate about court cases. This should be 3 simple questions. Do we have the video? No. Is it needed? Yes. What are we going to do after this? I don't know. Let's figure that out. That should be that's what the conversation should be. But we have this ridiculous hearing right now. Like it was deleted, and this is the only evidence we have against the defendant. What are we going to do now? What did we do before body cam? Oh, we identified people. Oh, weird. Let's do it. Let's do that again. Let's do that part again.
I didn't go back to days prior. No.
So just the 13th of September?
Yeah.
No further questions.
Ms. Abbott?
Same questions that you've been asked by Mr. Wagner and Mr. Kirk. Is this the only piece of video identifying Mr. Carson in connection with this offense?
Video, yes.
And there's no video of him at the home that was
No.
burglarized? And do you not believe that that makes this a critical piece of evidence against him?
Yes.
Andy, nobody needs a pickle from last night. Nobody needs one of those pickles. But I love it. I love it, though. We need it. Maybe we should start a naughty pickle fund. Can we start a naughty pickle fund? The naughty pickles. Just, I don't know. Andy, thank you so much for the super chat. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Naughty pickle fund. That's what we're starting now.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, you may step down. Any other witnesses?
I would just call the text answer.
Were you sworn in, clerk's office?
Oh, Java, you might be 100% right. I have no idea. All I know is there is critical footage that's been deleted. That's all I know. I keep saying body cam footage. I don't know what footage it is. I don't know. But yeah, I should actually probably figure that out before I start saying body cam footage. But all I know is footage has been deleted. That's what I know. Thank you for saying that, though, Java.
All right, you may.
Thank you, sir. Detective Antor, please state your name for the record.
I'm Lieutenant Vincent Antor of the Highland County Sheriff's
I
Office.
apologize, sir. I will address you as Lieutenant Antor. My apologies. Lieutenant Antor, just record-keeping wise, where do you currently work?
The Highland County Sheriff's Office.
How long have you been there, sir?
More than 15 years, probably.
Okay. And what is your title?
All right, we got a 15-year sheriff, but before that, we have a Jedi. Naughty pickles? I really despise pickles, but I'm in. How do you despise pickles? Cucumbers, vinegar, sugar, yum. Maybe some dill, maybe some spice. Yeah, yum. Anyways, thank you, Jenna. I appreciate it.
I'm lieutenant assigned to several different divisions as supervisory, but my everyday duties include working in the detectives division.
Okay. And while working in the detective division, were you, I'll say, summoned or called or brought in on the case that occurred on or about September 13th of 2024 on Black Rabbit Road concerning a burglary?
Correct.
You heard a little bit of the testimony here earlier, Deputy Goen.
All right, that's fair. What is it? What is it? We me or why me? Why my? I don't know. But Serena, I'm glad you got the pickle gene. Yeah, Jenna doesn't know what she's missing. You know, she's worrying about Tetris and rocks and moving dirt while we're focused on the finer things like pickles. So Serena, I'm glad you understand.
Testified about a video that we're all questioning about at Fenner Ridge Apartments. Were you aware of that video?
Yes, I was.
And did you have the opportunity, Lieutenant, to view that video?
I did, yes.
Can you tell me how the circumstances in which you were able to view it, sir?
So on Wednesday, September 18th, Deputy Goen notified me of the burglary that had occurred on September 13th. He stated that the home that was burglarized employed a cleaner by the name of Shauna Keats, and that they had Ring video camera footage of the suspect, and he felt that the suspect matched the body type of Shauna Keats. So he asked for my assistance in the case. I looked at the Ring footage and agreed that the body type matched, but you certainly couldn't positively ID the suspect at the house.
So, if I may, sir.
Absolutely.
Just so we can stay on point here. So you're talking about the video at the house then?
Correct, yes.
So can we agree, or would you agree, that the Ring footage video is of the back side of the house?
There was footage from the front side of the house as well, but specifically where you see the person is at the back, the rear of the home, yes.
Okay. And this is the person that when you watch the video, obviously you won't have it here, but it's the person walking between the house and the pool?
No. I love pickles. I absolutely love pickles. I will eat pickles all day, every day. I love them. Not fried. Same with seafood. I love everything that comes out of the water. I love it. I love it. But if you fry it, nope. Pickles and seafood do not belong. No. Stop frying. Stop frying seafood and pickles. They are delicious on their own. You don't need to fry them. It just doesn't need to happen.
Is that
Correct, yes. Yeah.
Would you agree with me you cannot ID the face of that individual?
Absolutely, you cannot.
I guess even go ahead and describe what they're dressed in if you recall.
I believe they had a hoodie on, dark colored hoodie, but they were carrying a black and red gym bag type bag.
Okay. But you agree you could not positively ID that person in the video?
Correct,
Okay.
could not.
And then you actually see there's two videos, right? There's one of them entering the residence and then one walking away.
Correct, yes.
Okay. And in the second one, I'm not trying to trip you up, could you ID anyone, that suspect walking through the yard? Were you able to do a face recognition or see who that person was?
So just to clarify, all of the Ring footage from the home that was...
All right. Well, and I'm just going to clarify. I am talking about battered. If you want to fry something and cook it, that's fine. You want to fry it in some butter, some oil, some vinegar. Yeah, by all means, you can fry it that way. What I'm talking about is don't deep fry things. Don't batter it and then throw it in the fryer. Some things don't need to be done that way. Seafood. Stop deep frying seafood. You don't need deep fried shrimp. Shrimp is delicious on its own. Stop throwing it in batter. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, Heather! Hi. You're in the next room. You're in the next room making ice cream. She is currently making ice cream right now. And she's hanging out with us. Thank you so much, Heather. I appreciate it. Okay, let's go. Fried Snickers? Okay, I would do a fried Snickers. Yeah, no, I would do that. MB is gaining her way to my heart. Heather, do not listen to that. But MB's coming close. Let's go.
Burglarized in any of that footage. I could not positively identify any person.
That's perfect. We'll move on. Okay. So now we get to Fenner Ridge. And I'll let you take the lead, Lieutenant. When you watch the video, what is the first part, or maybe give a time frame of what you were able to view?
So the surveillance footage from Finner Ridge Apartments depicts a car that we had identified through our investigation as a car operated by Shauna Keats, registered to Shauna Keats. We had that car on footage reasonably close to the home that was burglarized. So the video depicts that vehicle arriving at the Finner Ridge Apartments. And then Elizabeth Kibler exits the stairwell that leads to her apartment, gets into that vehicle, and the vehicle leaves.
Can I stop you there, sir?
Yes.
So before Ms. Kibler gets in, does anyone get out of the vehicle?
Nobody gets out of the vehicle. Nobody
Were you able
exits.
to identify the driver of the vehicle?
No.
Okay, I apologize. Vehicle leaves.
Correct.
What comes up next, Lieutenant?
A short time later, the vehicle comes back. When I say a short time, I don't know an exact time frame, but while we were watching the video, we compared the time of the burglary to the time that the vehicle arrived back at the apartment. And we were...
Time stamped about the same time?
No, several minutes after the burglary had ended, the vehicle arrived back at the apartment.
Okay. And what did you, so the vehicle parks?
Correct.
Does anyone get out?
Yes.
All right, who gets out the passenger door?
Elizabeth Kibler.
And were you able to positively ID that video?
Correct.
All right. Did anyone get out of the driver's side?
Shauna Keats.
Okay. And were you able to positively ID Shauna Keats in that video?
Correct.
Do you recall what either person was wearing?
I do not.
Okay, but the video would have showed that, right?
It would, yes.
So if we had the video, we could see if someone was dressed in all black, matching shoes, that matched the person at the scene of the crime, correct?
If we had the video, you would certainly be able to see what I saw on the day that I viewed it, which would identify Shauna Keats and Elizabeth Kibler exiting that vehicle.
Okay. But we don't have the video, right?
Correct.
All right. So do you agree with me, a short time later, you tell me when, that you were able to watch the video with Deputy Goen?
I don't understand the question.
Did you watch the video? When were you watching the video with Deputy Goen? How many days?
On Wednesday, September 18th.
Okay. After you ID'd the video, or you ID'd Shauna Keats, what was your comment? What was the next step? Secure the video?
Well, the video goes on a little bit further. Later, so Shauna Keats and Elizabeth Kibler exit the vehicle. They go into the stairwell that leads to Elizabeth Kibler's apartment. There's no surveillance that shows her door, per se, that we were able to view. But it does certainly show them going up the stairwell, or the video that I viewed.
Okay.
A short time later, that same video shows the two of them, now aided by Michael Carson, down the stairwell, back into the car, and carry items into the house, including this red and black bag that was seen at the home that was burglarized. Once I viewed that video, it was pretty clear that the three of them were involved in the burglary. At that point is when we started discussing further options.
Okay, so once you viewed it and were able to positively ID the three suspects,
Correct.
along with a book bag or a duffel bag
Correct.
that was at Black Rabbit Road that then wound up at Finner Ridge,
Correct.
at what point then did you say, hey, this is a key piece of evidence, let's preserve it?
Those wouldn't have been my exact words, but
What were your exact words?
I couldn't tell you exactly. I'm sure it was something substantially similar to make sure we get this video downloaded into your digital evidence.
Okay. Now, Deputy Goen testified that it was attempted and there was trouble and couldn't get it done.
Correct.
All right. So were you there when that happened?
Correct.
All right. Did you give him, beyond the instructions you said make sure this is preserved, did you give him any other marching instructions?
So I told him to make sure that the video gets downloaded and that I would start preparing a search warrant and notify, then it would have been Detective Bowen, now he's a captain, but at that time I notified Deputy Bowen of the situation. So during that time frame, Deputy Goen told me that he was having trouble getting the video downloaded. I went to the computer.
Heather, 23 months. 23 months. Can you guys believe we are 1 month away from my 2-year anniversary of being monetized? You know, I know that because Heather was the OG member. Thank you so much, Heather. I do appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I was going to say love you, but yeah, she's saying you're welcome behind my shoulder. I don't know if you can hear her, but thank you, Heather.
I certainly didn't understand how to download it because it's a web-based system. It's not like we had a hard drive in front of us.
Good.
So-
At any time did you tell him, hey, let's call Annika and get a subpoena.
I did not.
Did you ever say, hey, let's go out there and record, put in the passcode again, let's use our phones to record this?
I did not.
Or let's use our body cams?
I did not.
Were those avenues or ways to get the video available to you? Did you have a phone with you at that time?
I don't recall if I had my work phone with me or not.
Did you have access to Ms. Collins to get a subpoena?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I have access to her, yes.
How many cases have you handled in your career, Lieutenant?
Way too many to count. Hundreds.
From your professional opinion,
Mm-hmm.
do you think it's critical to preserve the video of a defendant that's the only positive ID of the individual involved in a burglary case?
I do, yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
You mentioned in your testimony you saw a vehicle that you believe was registered to Shauna Keats.
I believe it was, yes.
Yeah, did you check that out to see if that's actually the case?
I don't believe that I ran the registration, no.
Okay, so just your suspicion that it was Ms. Keats' vehicle.
I believe she was photographed, or the vehicle was photographed at her house with her. We talked to Ms. Keats at the house while the vehicle was there. She identified the car, and so did the mail at her house at that time.
And this is the same vehicle you think you saw on the Finner Ridge video, correct?
I wouldn't say that I think I saw. I did see the same vehicle, yes.
So it'd be a very important factor in the case.
I would agree, yes.
And would you agree that if the video is really the only thing that, the only time you have Michael Carson or Elizabeth Kibler or Shauna Keats allegedly positively identified in terms of on video footage?
In terms of on video, yes.
Yes. And I think Mr. Wagner asked you, you agree this would be a critical piece of evidence, correct?
I would agree with that statement.
It goes to the heart of the case, really.
Yes.
In other cases you've handled, have you used a cell phone or a video camera to copy videos when you couldn't get them to download? Or
Never, me personally, I've never used a cell phone, but I have used another camera to make a video recording of it, yes.
And was that prior to this case?
Yes.
And after this case?
Well, I'm sure, probably.
But why not in this case?
So at the time that the video wouldn't download, the footage was only 5 days old. So Deputy Goen was instructed to just get back in touch with the guy that gave him access, and I apologize, I don't know who gave him access, nor did I at the time, but he was instructed to get back in touch with that guy and quote, figure it out.
And did he ever come back to you and say, hey, I'm having trouble with this?
He did not.
Okay. And was this video one of the factors that was inputted into a search warrant for the search of the Finner Ridge apartment as well?
It is, yes.
Okay. No further questions?
Thank you. Lieutenant, excuse me, Lieutenant Antor, you never saw Mr. Carson in this vehicle, did you?
As far as riding in it?
Correct.
I'd never seen a video where Mr. Carson was riding in the vehicle or seated in the vehicle.
Okay. You say that, and Deputy Goen testified that the video disclosed Mr. Carson carrying items into Ms. Kibler's apartment.
Correct.
Does the video portray Mr. Carson getting into the vehicle to get anything out?
Correct, the bag.
And I'll ask you the same question that I asked Deputy Goen. This is the only piece of video evidence that you have that would connect Mr. Carson to this offense. Is that correct?
The only piece of video evidence, yes, that is correct.
You said that Deputy Goen was instructed to get back to somebody at the apartments to download or preserve this video. Did you give him that direction?
Yes.
Do you remember specifically what you said to him?
I believe I said, figure it out.
Okay. So you didn't specifically say, contact the apartments to get a download or a copy of this video. You just told him to figure it out?
I told him to get back in touch with the person and figure it out.
In your statement that was in the discovery, you stated that you have, or that Deputy Goen had obtained the video.
Correct.
And you used the word obtained as opposed to viewed.
Correct.
That would the word obtained would lead me to believe that he had a copy of it. Is that what you intended when you said obtained?
My intention was that he obtained access to the video.
Okay. So he had obtained access to it, but not the actual video.
Well, he had the actual video that we were viewing at the time. As you know, the reason that we're here, he didn't have a copy of it downloaded after that.
And did he ever give you any explanation as to why he was not able to obtain a copy of that?
So after I viewed the video that day and we discussed downloading it and getting back in touch, I never spoke with Deputy Goen again about the video.
Okay. So
until just prior to this court hearing.
I know when Mr. Wagner asked you earlier what your duties are now. My recollection is at the time of this offense, you were not a lieutenant, you were a sergeant. Is that correct?
It's probably accurate, yes.
Okay. Would it have been, at that point in time, not today, but at that point in time, would it have been your duty or somebody else's duty to follow up to make sure that Deputy Goen actually got a copy of this video?
I was not, even at that time, nor am I today, Deputy Goen's direct supervisor.
Are you aware of what the Sheriff's Office policy is on retention of video evidence?
So we do have a specific policy about retaining evidence, and it just states that we have a duty to do so.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Ross?
Were you ever asked how to obtain a copy of that video from the web-based program?
Did anyone ever ask me how to do that?
Yes.
No.
The defense is I mean, at this point, we're asking the same questions 1,000 times, right? How many times can you ask the same question? We're trying to get a case dismissed here. Well, when I say we, I'm acting as part of the defense. Yeah, hey, the video's not here. We're gonna dismiss it, right? It takes a little bit more work than that. That's where we're at. That's what they're hoping, that if the video's not here. But here's the thing. The prosecution has to prove the crime, right? That is the basis of the United States Constitution and anything that has to do with court. The prosecution has to prove that you committed this crime. The fact that the defense is trying to get this thing thrown out, this charge thrown out because there's not a tape, that speaks volumes. We got to remember that. And I know a jury may not see it that way, but the judge does. Oh, so we don't have a tape that could possibly prove the innocence, but but it's still up to the prosecution to prove the crime. Just beat the crime. That's all I'm saying.
Was there a discussion or a memo or anything like that you all decided not to preserve this piece of evidence on purpose?
No.
Was there anything on that video that you saw that would lend to
Yep. I'm on mute. I was on mute. I was talking to Dan for about 30 seconds and no one could hear me. Sorry, guys. Sorry. That is awkward. That is awkward. What I was asking Dan is, what do you do? did my comment render Colin's speech? Yeah. No, I asked you a question, Dan. What do you do as a defense attorney? Do you push for evidence that could prove that you're innocent? Or do you fight the prosecution on the crime that they're accusing you of? What do you do? What is the best? I mean, I understand that there's difference. There, every situation is going to be different. But when it comes to it, and your client is innocent, that they did not do what the prosecution is accusing them of, and they can't provide a tape or they can't do something, would you rather fight for introducing evidence that isn't there, like what's going on here? Like, oh, you don't have this tape, so we're going to ask for this case to be dismissed. Or would you rather go to court and have the prosecution prove this? This is my question. One job. Sparkle. It's one job. I know. The mute button. It is every streamer's most the hated button. It is so hard to press. It is so little. It's just small. Anyway, Sparkle, thank you so much. All right, hold on. What does Dan say? Fight at this time, then fight at the trial if you have to. Yeah, I mean, I get that. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I mean, we don't have to. I don't really have anything else to say. That's perfect. Fight at this time, then fight at the trial. Okay, Dan. All right, Dan. All right, I see you, Dan. I see you. You answered both of my questions without answering either one of my questions. You realize that? I asked you two specific questions, and you ignored both of them, but answered both of them at the same time. Let's just move on. I see you.
The innocence of any of the three of these people?
Certainly not.
Did you see Carson with the vehicle? She asked specifically if you saw him enter or
I've seen him with it, yes.
Okay. What did you see him doing?
Taking items, including the bag, from the car into the home.
And is there someone that would have been Deputy Goen's supervisor in September of 2024?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Is it common for deputies or sergeants to come to you guys and ask for help if they don't know how to do something?
Ask me that one more time, please.
Is it common for the deputies or the sergeants to come to you guys, and I mean you and the other detective, to ask for help if they don't know how to do something?
They're instructed that they should do that, yes.
And is that an option
Yes.
for them? Had you been asked, would you have assisted in trying to get this piece of evidence?
Speculation, if he would have been asked.
I'm going to rule.
I would have, yes. It was my assumption that because we had the problem downloading it the first day that we viewed it on the 18th, the search warrant was done on the 20th, and I hadn't heard anything since the 18th. It was my assumption that we had, quote, figured it out, because I hadn't asked anymore. I certainly would have helped figure it out had I been asked.
I have no further questions.
Mr. Wagner?
You said your policy just says that you have a duty to preserve it?
I believe it. I'm sure it doesn't just say that, but it does state that we have a duty to preserve evidence.
Would you agree with me that Deputy Goen's conduct in this was well below a reasonable duty or the duty that's required of him to preserve the evidence?
I'm going to object. That calls for...
No, I'm going to overrule it because I think it's a constitutional requirement, an issue of constitutional requirement, preservation of evidence.
I can rephrase it
If you, or at least restate it. I'm not sure what you're asking.
as lieutenant.
Correct.
All right. Deputy Goen, collection and retention of evidence in this. Do you think he lived up to that duty that is required to him under the Highland County Sheriff's Department's policy?
I think the Deputy Goen made an attempt at the time to download the video. I think that after that, I would speculate that he had trouble figuring out how to do so.
Okay, and I'll give you that. Once you have trouble downloading it, should he not have came to a supervisor?
I couldn't speculate what he should have done other than that we should have the video today.
Okay, but it's not here.
Correct.
And it's not here because he fell below the duty that is required by the Highland County Sheriff's Department policy manual. Is that correct?
I wouldn't say that that's not why.
Yeah, sometimes you just need duty. I mean, he's trying. Thank you so much for the super chat, Chad. I do appreciate it.
It's here, but I would say that it's not here because he was unable to figure out how to download it.
All right, we're mixing words now. Did he take appropriate steps to get it?
Initially, yes. After that, I couldn't speak for his actions because I didn't talk to him about them.
Okay. Do you know what steps he took?
I do not.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Kirk?
You were asked by the state if, in your opinion, this video showed their innocence in any manner. Would you agree that's an opinion?
I would not agree that that's an opinion.
Wouldn't that be something a jury would have to decide if this video would have implications of evidence or innocence?
I would agree that if we had the video, we probably wouldn't be discussing it.
Without the video, would you agree that there could be?
That wasn't an answer to the question. Okay. This attorney hopefully nails this guy for that. If we had the video, we wouldn't be discussing it. Yeah, that's not what I asked you. That's not what I asked you. The video's gone. We're trying to prove that I can't win my case without the video. So answer the question, please. Yeah, we all know you guys messed up. Now I'm trying to win for my client because you don't have the video. So just answer. It's yes or no questions. Let's go.
Exculpatory information in there that could be beneficial to the defendants.
I would not agree that there was anything exculpatory in the video.
No further questions.
Chapman?
You've offered your opinion that there's nothing exculpatory, but that's just your opinion because we can't view it to make that decision for ourselves, can we?
Well, I would agree that you can't view it.
Right, so then it's only your opinion of whether there was anything exculpatory.
All right, Dan, I need you again. Why does the defense get 2 rounds? Why are... I don't understand. They're two... You know what? I'm just going to stop talking. There are 2 defendants. Are they co-defendants in the same case? Am I really that far off? You know what? I'm just going to let it play. I think that's exactly what's going on here. There's a man and a woman. You know what? Let's just play it. I just don't understand why they're asking to... Let's just...
Because we're not even given the opportunity to have a differing opinion. Correct?
I would agree that you don't have the opportunity to view the video.
So you're not going to answer the question?
I believe I just did.
You agree that we don't have the opportunity to have a differing opinion as to whether it's exculpatory or not, correct?
I don't have an opinion on whether it was exculpatory or not because I viewed it. So I was able to look at the actual evidence. I would agree that you cannot look at the actual evidence.
No further questions.
All right, let me step in. Do you have any witnesses? Yes. All right. State wish to call any witnesses?
No.
Argument?
I'm not going to go through the case law. I've got 50 cases here. Ms. Collins probably has 50. We probably chopped down 100 trees researching this case. But I guess the one case, well, I'll hold that one case in question. I guess I'll just boil it down to common sense argument to me, Your Honor. Anybody else wants to spout more case law here to you? I'll go a different route. I don't know in what world a person comes to trial in a felony and the one piece of evidence that IDs them with a video is not present, and now the defense counsel is expected to go forward. And I'm not trying to be naive or wrap myself in the Constitution and flag of the United States, but my lands, Your Honor, I truly can't understand a case where I'm going to try to defend a client who's facing serious time, but yet the only video that IDs them, the Sheriff's Department had, and we never, in any way, shape, or form, got to view it. With that being said, though, Your Honor, I did want to open up, and I do apologize. In my closing argument, I do want to make it very clear, I am in no way, shape, or form accusing Ms. Collins' office of intentionally deleting evidence or hiding evidence. That is not what my motion's about. I did file under the Brady case because that's the main case that all cases filter down from. That's why that's in my motion. So it's very clear. I'm not accusing Anna Collins or Adam or any of those people in that office of deleting evidence. But I'm not also foregoing the bad faith requirement, Your Honor, because State versus Durnwald, 163 Ohio Appellate 3rd, 361.
What is the site again?
163 Ohio Appellate 3rd, 361. Now, granted, it's not the 4th District, it is the 6th District. In that case, Your Honor, the court found there was not per se intentional bad faith on the officer in the state. What they did find was the officer's cavalier attitude in not preserving the evidence was in bad faith. Again, I won't go in that. I'm sure you'll read the court, and I'll wrap it up, Judge. Again, I'm just struggling. How in the world we're supposed to go to trial in 11 days when there is a video that existed, IDs all three of these people carrying a book bag that matches one from the home, but yet we can't view it, the jury can't view it, I can't cross-examine it, and my client's facing serious time. And I will sit down to getting worked up. I just don't understand how this case can even go forward with this, Your Honor.
Mr. Kirk?
Thank you, Your Honor. I think we have two issues here. One is obviously the preservation issue, which Mr. Wagner has highlighted pretty heavily already. And some of the cases I looked at, there were cases where maybe a state trooper had a video recording in the car and it recorded over and they missed the probable cause for the stop. But in this case, we're not looking at the probable cause for a stop. We're looking at a critical piece of evidence that could potentially be viewed by the jury as something that would be considered exculpatory. We have the opinion of two people that watched it, but we have no ability, as Mr. Wagner said, to watch it ourselves, let the jury see it. So we're left with the opinion of the deputies in this case. So there's issues with the failure to preserve it and why this video was not preserved. He was given instruction to do so, and then it was not preserved, even with the number of resources we have today, where you could, as Detective or Lieutenant Antor noted, you could even record it on a video camera, and it was not done. The other issue I think we have, and I think Mrs. Hapner may speak more to this, is the hearsay and best evidence rule issue. So even if the video is okay under preservation issues and things of that nature, we still have now it's hearsay, and under best evidence, I know there are exceptions to best evidence, but the best evidence in this case is this video. We don't even have a copy of the video. We're challenging the opinion of and potential subjection of individuals and their opinion as to it. So we have an issue with the best evidence rule as well. So given that, we would ask that the court would grant the motion and eliminate this video not be able to be discussed at trial. Thank you.
Ms. Shatner?
Thank you, Your Honor. I agree with the statements of Mr. Wagner and Mr. Kirk, and my motion focused on the hearsay and best evidence issues. A hearsay is an out-of-court statement, and that statement in this case is...
All right, okay. Dan, I need your help. MB, I think you're still here. If you're still here. Any of the lawyers that are still here. This is two defenses at one time. What? Do you listen? Does the judge listen to one over the other? Why aren't they combined? Yeah, MB and Dan are still here. So, what's going on here? I know there's two defendants with two different defense attorneys, but why aren't they combining their cases with this? How do they get two defenses? I don't understand how this setup works. I really don't. They get two defenses. The prosecution gets one attack. Like, I don't know. Is this like one master Star Destroyer, like a super Death Star against like a couple X-wings? I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on right now.
Is that video. The deputies are relying on that to prove their case. And that video is not present. We can't cross-examine on it because we've never even been given the opportunity to view.
Yeah, but what is there to gain from doing this together? That's my question. Why are they doing it together? What is to gain from this? Yeah, again, I don't understand why it's together. I don't. I need someone to explain to me what benefit it has for the defense to do this together. I don't know.
Do it. It would be one thing if it wasn't present, but we had had the opportunity to view it. We've never been given the opportunity to view it, and there would have been no reason for us as defense counsel or our clients to request a preservation order, because this happened in September of last year. The indictment didn't come down until July of this year, and Deputy Goen testified that it was about 45 days after he watched it before he even got back to Fenner Ridge to ask them to preserve it. And by that time, it had already been taped over. So I think that's a huge issue for both hearsay and best evidence. There are exceptions to best evidence in having the original, but I don't think this falls within that, because Deputy Goen could at any time, and in fact apparently he was instructed by Lieutenant Antor to figure it out, to save it. They both admitted that the policy of the Sheriff's Department is to preserve this evidence. They didn't do that. If they were having trouble with it, they could have called Mrs. Collins's office. She wouldn't have any reason to think this case is floating around until the deputies bring it to her. But they should have brought it to her and said, hey, we're having trouble with this. Can you get a preservation order so at least it won't be taped over? That'll give us some more time to figure out how to get our copy of it. But they didn't even do that. And so I do think that is at the least negligence. They should have retained this. If this is the key piece of evidence, and they've all said this is critical in their case against these defendants, the least they could have done was ask for a preservation order. The least they could have done was ask somebody in IT, hey, how do we do this? But none of that happened. Deputy Goen testified that, well, life got in the way. He had personal things going on. Well, I'm sorry, but that's not a good enough excuse to convict these defendants of a serious crime. Life got in the way. Not good enough. And we ask that this all be limited. Thank you.
You have to say, Ms. Collins?
Thank you. I want to start with addressing something that was somewhat touched on today, and then but also outlined in the motions in limine. The allegations that the state, specifically the prosecutor's office, failed to preserve this evidence after the defense filed a motion to preserve is just false. There was never a motion by the defense to preserve the evidence. And secondly, the video was recorded over prior to any request for discovery. Now, that's not the fault of the defense counsel, but I do want to make it clear that this evidence was destroyed prior to a preservation request by the defense and prior to a request for discovery.
I think that's clear from the evidence.
Well, it's not clear from the motions. That's why I just wanted to
the record is what's important on the motion.
As to the fact that this is a Brady violation, that occurs when the prosecution fails to disclose evidence that is favorable to the defendant and material to the case. There are three prongs to a Brady violation. The evidence is exculpatory or favorable to the defendant. The evidence was suppressed by the state or withheld by the state, and the duty to disclose extends to evidence and possession of law enforcement. So what that means is that I have a duty to disclose evidence that is also in their possession, even if I don't know about it. And the evidence must be such that had it been disclosed, the verdict would have been different. Evidence is materially exculpatory only if there is a reasonable probability that, had it been disclosed, the result of the proceeding would have been different. And when evidence is not exculpatory but only potentially useful, there must be evidence the state acted in bad faith in suppressing the evidence. And that's the State v. Benson case, 2003-Ohio 1944. And I think that's the key point here. There is absolutely no evidence that the state or police acted in bad faith. Was the deputy, was he lazy in not getting this? Was he maybe ignorant, not knowing what to do to get this? Yes. But did he act in bad faith? Was this malicious? Absolutely not. And that's the key point. And that is also cited in United States v. I believe it's Aggers, 427 U.S. 97, State v. Jones, 2025 Ohio 1098, U.S. v. Bagley, 473 U.S. 667. And the defense bears the burden of proving that this was not only exculpatory, but that the state acted in bad faith, and they can't do that. I mean, we've admitted that we were, not smart. We were We didn't try to get this, but to say that we acted in bad faith, that we got together and intentionally suppressed this evidence, there's a far cry from that. Now, as to the hearsay rule, this was touched on a little bit and alleged to be not binding where.
Oh, that's exactly what she's doing. She's trying to be as nice as possible about it. Yeah, no, we admit that the footage isn't there. This guy right here, this entire area, I'm just gonna point in this general direction of who's at fault here. Yeah, that's the reason why the tape doesn't exist. He didn't delete it on purpose. He didn't delete it because he did something wrong. Yeah, he deleted it because he's dumb. Can we move on? Okay, let's move on. Let's go. This is the prosecution. This is hilarious to me. I'm glad you find it the same. I'm glad you guys find it funny too. It's not funny on the defense side. This is the question I asked earlier. What do you push here? What do you push? Do you push for a dismissal because this evidence isn't there? And which begs the question, are you trying to bring in evidence to prove your innocence? If you have to bring in evidence to prove your innocence, there's already something weird going on with your case, right? You shouldn't have to prove your evidence. Prove your innocence. You should be able to beat the prosecution without proving your innocence. That they need to beat you. It's not the other way around. That's why this is so weird to me. And Dan, yeah, I'm gonna ask you 1,000 questions. I'm really happy you're here.
Or maybe not on point, but actually the case is directly on point. It's a State v. Patterson case. It's a 4th District Court of Appeals case. I have a copy for everyone. First, this is not hearsay. Officer testimony about the video is not hearsay under Evidence Rule 801C because the video is not a statement. Officers are recounting their own perception, which is permissible under Evidence Rule 602. The Benton case requires, and this is the case that's been cited, that the defense have requested preservation of this evidence before it was destroyed, which is not the case here. And again, if it's not preserved, they have the burden of proving that it was not preserved in bad faith, and that they can simply not overcome that burden. Evidence Rule 1004, the original is not required when all originals are lost or have been destroyed.
Yeah, I understand that, but it all goes back to, 20 years ago, we didn't have body cams. So that's kind of the heart of my question. What do you push for as a defense here? Neither one of these defense attorneys are new. One of them is bald. The other one had a great argument, so she wasn't fresh out of college. They're used to practicing without body cams. Like, it's just, how do you push this? I feel like it's one of those topics that you got to be careful. If you push too hard, it could backfire. If you don't push enough, you're not going to be representing your client enough. But you got to push enough to get this dismissed. Because, yeah, there's no evidence, right? There's none.
Destroyed unless the proponent of the evidence lost or destroyed them in bad faith. That is not what happened here. Evidence Rule 107.
I keep saying body cam. I'm sorry. Bill, you're right. I keep saying body cam. Gotta stop. I gotta stop doing that.
1007. Contents of a recording may also be proven by testimony or admissions without accounting for the non-production of the original. State v. Patterson, 2006-Ohio 4439. The officer testimony about the contents of a destroyed surveillance tape is admissible. The court applied Evidence Rule 1004I, reasoning that negligent destruction did not amount to bad faith and therefore permitted the testimony describing the video.
What is that case?
I'll bring it to you, Your Honor.
All right.
The court further emphasized that the defendant bears the burden of showing that destroyed evidence was materially exculpatory, and absent such a showing, the testimony is admissible. May I approach?
May.
Your Honor, there is no one in this courtroom that wishes that we had this piece of evidence more than the prosecutor. But that being said, It was not.
To
No. I just rewound it. No. No. I have no idea where we were at. For fuck's sake. Hold on.
Before it was destroyed, which is not the case here. And again, if it's not preserved, they have the.
All right, did we hear this part already? I need your guys' help here. For fuck's sake. I haven't done that in months where I went to pause and I rewound it. All right, I'm gonna play it. Let me know if you guys heard this. If you've heard this, you guys are gonna know better than me. We're not gonna listen to it again, Dan. Thank you though. We've heard this part, right?
It was not preserved in bad faith, and that simply can't.
Yeah, we've heard this part. I know we've heard this part. Yeah, I know, MB. I use a potty word. That guy, I just ruined the entire night. We were getting so close to the end. We're not at that angle.
Wagner, do you have any response?
Judge, we beat this to death. You go ahead and take it. I submit.
It is admissible under the cases as well as the rules of evidence. Wagner pointing out that.
I'm just going to play it from here. Let me know if I need to rewind it or fast forward. Let's do it this way. I think this is good. Because this is right at the end of the prosecution speech. And we're about a minute away from the defense responding. So I think this is about where we're at. Guys, I am so sorry. I really am. I wanted to pause and say hi to JJ. JJ. All the J's. That's what I wanted to do. But yet I ruined it. All right. Let me know if I need to rewind it or fast forward it, guys. Please let me know.
That he was not accusing the prosecutor's office of that. But it just simply doesn't rise to the level of a Brady violation. It rises to the level of more training needs to be completed, or help needs to be requested when it's needed, but it does not rise to the level of a Brady violation. And the case law is very clear. This is not hearsay. It is admissible under the cases as well as the rules of evidence. And as such, we would ask the court to overrule and deny the defendant's motions in limine. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Wagner, do you have any response?
Judge, we beat this to death. You go ahead and take it. I submit.
Mr. Kirk.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just want to add a couple things to the record. I would echo what Mr. Wagner said. I'm in no way accusing the prosecutor's office of any misconduct. Obviously, until they get the case and present it to grand jury, they don't have unless they're notified of things, and I don't believe they were here. As to the preservation, where I don't believe in my motion, I don't know that Mr. Wagner's either, that we said we requested preservation, that we couldn't in this case. As Mrs. Hapner outlined, the time frame was out of the means of doing so. So we did not request preservation because it was impossible to do so. I think that there's a bad precedent here to say to law enforcement, hey, be negligent, don't go get the video, and then at trial we can just testify to opinions and things. And I think that's what whether it's exculpatory or not really comes down to an opinion. Because any evidence that might create reasonable doubt is material exculpatory. And in this case, it could be. And the bad faith here might be that life got in the way, I didn't follow my supervisor's instructions. Are we just negligent, or have we crossed the line a little farther into bad faith? So I don't know that we don't have bad faith here. I can't say because I don't know what all was happening in the mind of law enforcement, but I can say that they did not follow through and get the video, and I think it is a key piece of evidence. I am not familiar with the Patterson case yet. I'll have to read through it, but in this case, the video is something that is a big piece of this case. So I'm not sure in Patterson if it's the same in that case or not, but would just...
All of the J's. Thank you so much for becoming a new member. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much, my friend. Welcome to the family, all of the J's. That's your name now, all of the J's. It's not Triple J, it's not JJJ, all of the J. You are every single J. Welcome. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Note those things. Thank you.
Ms. Ratner.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would echo Mr. Kirk, and I, at this point, wondering, I think it may be bad faith on the part of Deputy Goen. He was clearly instructed.
Yeah, you don't have to apologize for that. I just bought a new mic. It's brand new. I'm gonna have to figure out all the settings and everything. I've got an amp. I've got a boom set up. I've got I've got so many things, and I'm used to just a regular headset, so it's gonna take a little bit for me to figure it out. So I'm just asking for patience for a day or two so I can get the settings set up. So please don't stop watching. I will figure it out. But it is going to be better, I promise. But thank you for the comment.
To preserve it, to do what it takes, get it figured out. And he did not do that, and his reasoning was life got in the way. Once again, as I said earlier, that's just not acceptable. If this evidence is allowed in, it sets a precedence that law enforcement doesn't really have to worry about whether they do a good job or not, because if we don't preserve it, oh well, no big deal. We just testify about it. And once again, whether it's exculpatory or not is simply the opinion of the two people that watched it. And those two people are on the same side of the case. So I think it would behoove us to not allow this testimony, because we can't decide whether it's exculpatory because we've never seen it. Thank you.
I'm looking at this Patterson case, Ms. Collins, and my reading of it, the issue was exactly what the defense is raising about whether it was exculpatory evidence on that or not. Is that
what did you say? I didn't hear you.
Pardon me?
What did you just say?
What I'm seeing here is that the argument was in that case was that there was exculpatory evidence and from a surveillance tape.
I believe it was a
surveillance tape of the visitation room, it indicated.
Yes. And they were arguing about whether or not it was exculpatory evidence.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
All right,
and
well,
they allowed the
testimony of the officer as to what was on the tape.
Yes.
For purposes of determining whether there was exculpatory evidence.
Yes.
Right. Well, the court agrees that there's not evidence. There's no way to determine whether there was any exculpatory evidence on this video. And I don't analyze this case in that view. I think the bigger issue is whether the state can introduce evidence that's inculpatory based upon the officer's beliefs, which I have no reason to doubt that they believe that's those individuals. But the issue is proving that. And I think the state's relying to some extent on Rule 1004. And the issue, one of the things that in 1004 in terms of other evidence when there is an original that has been destroyed inadvertently, is that Part 4 of that rule provides the writing, recording, or photograph. Here we have.
Oh, do not bring in the pandas. Don't do it. Don't do it. Baby trash pandas. Those are raccoons. Don't do it. Don't do it. They're too cute. Jedi, stop it. I do appreciate the super chat though. Thank you. Judge's laying down the law in his choir robe right now. We're gonna let Judge Choir Robe talk. So Jedi, hush.
The video is not closely related to a controlling issue in the case. A controlling issue. It seems to me that the controlling issue in this case is identity. And the only purpose that the state could offer this testimony for would be to prove identity. And identity is a key issue. And I'm distinguishing this from, and I'm sure that prosecutors and other attorneys know that I've permitted, in fact, encouraged often, testimony of the.
Oh, MB, naughty pickles means way too much after last night's video. I can't even look at a pickle the same. MB, though, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. No more pickles. No pickles. No baby pandas. We're losing everything, guys. We're losing everything. Court's ruining stuff. I mean, what's next? We're gonna lose choir robes, Mr. Gray and Red. I do love this judge's robe though. He sings on Sunday and preaches on Monday. That's what he does. Let's go.
Officers of a recording rather than playing 3 or 4 hours of recording that has 60 seconds of admissible or relevant testimony. And here's the difference. In those cases, the officers, and I did some research, and there are a couple of cases that talk about this. In those cases, those officers, or if it's another witness, that's not an officer, is testifying about what somebody said that was recorded. They're testifying about their own observations, what they heard. We've also had, I believe, testimony from officers in drug cases where there were tapes saying that they observed the transaction. They're testifying about their own observations, and so when that occurs, they don't have to bring in the video. Same thing with a recording. If the officer or the witness that's testifying, they're testifying about what they heard that person say. They're not testifying about what's on the tape. And so that's the key here, is that the testimony that would be offered would be to prove what's on that video. And that video then is what would implicate these defendants.
Yeah, you and me too. You and me, Dan. I said it, I think 2 or 3 times. Body cam isn't. People were found guilty of crimes before body cams. Yeah, no, it sucks. I get it, but that's why the question I'm saying, why would the defense bring this up? The defense doesn't want to bring evidence in to it to try to prove their client's innocent. It's a weird argument. I feel like it's a circle argument. It was a shot in the dark. They tried. Judge wasn't having it. Choir judge wasn't having it. Yeah, maybe if he was, I don't know, my age, I would have listened to it, but no, this judge was a judge before body cam. That argument wasn't going to work here.
And these officers have had somebody been viewing those cameras and watch that live, whether it be an officer or somebody from the apartment, that would be admissible even if the tape is lost. But nobody did. This is not a contemporaneous observation or listening. And so, based upon that, if this tape doesn't come in, if the tape comes in, it's to prove identity. And then the question becomes, well, how can the defense challenge the officers? Again, the officers state, I have no reason to believe their testimony is not in good faith and based upon their beliefs. But that's what a trial's for. The jury gets to decide that. They get to decide whether these officers or any other witness, what they said they saw or heard, whether or not that's accurate. And in this case, they're deprived of that basis. And so that would also be, I think, a violation of the right of confrontation that is guaranteed by the Ohio and United States constitutions. Typically that's to confront witnesses, but it's also to confront the evidence that those witnesses are going to present if it's based upon something other than their own direct observation of an event as it occurred. So they're deprived upon that, so they're deprived of the right of confrontation. And I believe that it would be a due process violation for this evidence to come in because there's no way for them to challenge that. Now, this is benefiting from a mistake made by not following through promptly by the officers. Mistakes happen. Unfortunately, in this case, if the evidence was there, it sounds like that would have been, again, these officers are saying it's clear there was identity. But even then, at trial, that's up to the jury. The officers could say that this was them, and the jury could look at it, and the defense could challenge it on the basis of appearance or clothing or whatever, and a jury would have to make.
Yeah, I think the judge is down up there. It's the jury's decision, right? I don't know how many times I have to say, things happen before body cams. Things happen before everything's on a phone or being recorded on the corner of a street. Things happened. People were convicted. Things happened. All right, let's finish this one up. We're almost done, guys. Let's see. We've actually only got about 2 minutes left, so let's finish this up.
That determination. Identity is the controlling issue in this case, and so based upon that, I don't believe that Evidence Rule 1004 allows this evidence to come in.
Dan, I wanted you up on panel tonight. I asked about an hour ago and you didn't respond. I would have absolutely loved to hear you argue this with me. I wanted to actually debate you on this. Another time. I realized I just made you feel like bad. I made you feel like shit. I'm sorry, Dan. That wasn't the intention. You weren't here when I asked, and then you came in. Dan, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
Also based on the court's feeling that it would deprive the defense of the ability to confront the witnesses and the evidence against them, and it would be a due process violation because they are testifying not to what they personally observed as it happened, but what they observed and something that they looked at. So the ruling is, the court is, the motion will be excluded at trial. Or the evidence of the officer's testimony of what's on the video will be excluded at trial. All right. Anything further from counsel?
No, Your Honor.
If I would, 1 second.
Yes.
All right. I think that's it, guys. There might be 30 seconds more of the video. I appreciate you guys allowing me to use you all as guinea pigs for my new mic. It's gonna be a minute. It's probably gonna be a day or two before I figure out the settings. And I will use each and every single one of you that wants to help to figure it out. But I know I know I have a good mic. I just have to figure out the settings. And I know you guys are hearing a little bit of an echo. It sounds a little tin canish. I just have to figure out why. That's it. That's all. And then after that, it's gonna be stationary and it's gonna be perfect. And you're not gonna hear the in and out anymore. That's the good news. I'm not gonna have to unplug and plug back in, and then unplug and plug back in, every time I wanted to say anything. So it's gonna be good. It's just gonna take me more than one day. The problem with streaming every single day is this: you're gonna go through the growing pains with me. So I do apologize for that. Anyways, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I do appreciate it. Mods, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for all the hard work you do. All the super chats, gifted memberships, membership milestones. You guys are awesome. Yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. And that's it. No, we gotta raid somebody. Why do I always forget to raid somebody? Something so easy I can just set up before the stream even starts. I never remember to do it. Let's see. Who do we got? Wait. Is there nobody? Hold on, let me refresh. There's no way there's nobody to raid tonight. There's no way. No, because Lone Wolf goes on. So unless Lone Wolf took the night off, my YouTube is lying to me. Yeah, that's what I thought. We're gonna head to Lone Wolf. He is streaming, so we're gonna head over there. Okay. Go tell Lone Wolf I said hello. And that's it. That's all I got. I will see you all tomorrow. And hopefully we're gonna make this mic beautiful. Because it is beautiful. The way that it's mounted on the desk and kind of just sticking out there. We're gonna make this work. So you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I really do. Please hit that like button if you didn't. I would appreciate it. That is honestly the best way to support the channel. Just hit that like button. That's all you have to do. And it will be the most beautiful mic ever. It will be the most beautiful mic ever. You guys have a great rest of your night, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Until next time, bye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Nothing, sir.
All right. Thank you.